In this video, we're going to break down the grand finals match of the NA East monthly finals. All right, as we're hopping into the first game, it's going to be our team, Tribe Gaming. Yes, I'm the coach. Some of you don't know that already, I guess, which is a little bit surprising. I'm the fourth in coach, but either way, we're playing against Chaz Mac Gaming, a very, very strong opponent in our region, NA East. And they're going to grab the blue star. Now, that's the first thing to notice about this game, and Drive Season especially, because, well, they have a lot of walls to hide behind, and it's actually really, really hard to push up into their team, especially if they get the matchups they want, which they do. They got Sprout onto Barley, and Barley's really going to have a hard time pushing up, as well as Zuan gets corner peeked really easily against RBM. Like, RBM just has to continuously peek. Tyrant goes down, and already we're not looking too hot in the first game. We have to sort of make a comeback here and make a play really happen sooner than later, because 1 minute left doesn't give you a ton of time, but we got a nice nanny peep pushing Juan Carlos into the corner. Nice wall by him to really save his life, but he does go extremely low, and nice return to sender from his Livy, but we're still down the blue star. So if we had the blue star, we could easily just walk back, and it would be pretty hard for them to grab a kill. But with 40 seconds left, Gene pull, Sprout wall, it's actually really, really tough to push in here. You got to be always on your toes, always careful to see if Gene pull is going to come out. But we actually have decent positioning right now. Tyrant is up to the wall. Zuan is trying to get some damage onto RBM, but you'll see we have to back up, and Zuan really knows that we want to push aggressive here, and he's going to try to stay up there as long as possible. However, honestly, we should probably just back up, and now we have 20 seconds left. We really don't have much time. They blocked the nanny peep, and again, nanny peep doesn't really kill anybody on the map. That might have been a mispick from us. Honestly, I think we should have went Gene, but as they grab another kill, this is going to be game over. It gets a little bit close. Actually, hold on. Never mind. Toast goes down, and Juan Carlos places a very nice wall. And we would have actually probably walked away with that game if it wasn't for that wall. So next game, here we go. All right, here we go. Game number 2 on Dry Season. And again, like I said before, the blue star is so important. So as Livy tries to go grab it, but unfortunately dies to Sprout. Now, this is not great for us, but the only good thing we have going is that they were pretty low and had to use quite a bit at the start. So we actually got a decent amount of positioning. And you can see Zuan really trying to use that positioning to his advantage and really get them low here. And we need to start grabbing a kill sooner than later, but they do, you know, kind of heal up with the Gene passive ability, and it's pretty annoying, or star power, excuse me. So at this point, it's looking okay, but we're still in a pretty bad spot. And as long as, you know, Toast doesn't have super, we actually have a little bit more of a chance to come back. Zuan's going to try to heal up behind this wall, does a good job of not getting hit by the Gene spray, and at this point we're just looking for little pieces of damage, trying to get somebody low, and then we can really target somebody and bring them down. But again, 1 star really decides this game right now, and this is Dry Season. Like, this is, you know, backyard bowl of bounty, I guess. But either way, we do have nanny people. We're not going to go back up and to use it. Tyrants are going to play pretty aggressive here, trying to get a lot of damage. Now, this is a bunch of nice shots from his Livy. He literally hits Juan Carlos a ton of times around the wall. Toast has pull, but we're able to grab the lead and get out. So now we're looking really solid in this game. That's the hardest thing to do, is push behind those 3 walls, and we managed to do so. At this point, we're looking really good. As long as RBM doesn't get turret and Toast doesn't get an amazing pull, we're probably fine. As well as Zuan can go down here. He actually grabs a kill before going down, and even if he did go down, it was not the end of the world. The nanny peep's gonna come out. Not gonna go for RBM there, which I was a little bit surprised. He does go for Sprout and does get a lot of damage, but no kill. Does push them back though, and that's kind of what, I guess the nanny peep is really all about at this point. And either way, they're getting a little bit closer. 10 seconds. This is where, you know, it's going to decide. So Zuan decides to take flight, maybe a little bit early, but I like the idea. He wants to try to get a kill onto Juan Carlos just before the game ends, which he does. That kind of secures the game. So nicely done. And we go to game 3. All right, hopping into game 3. Now, this is just a random skin glitch that happened on stream, so bear with me. I don't know, 6 new skins inside of Brawl Stars. This would be kind of cool, but it does go away after a while, trust me. So we grabbed the blue star, and this is the best start we've had yet inside of Dry Season. And unlucky though, RBM gets kind of close to this wall and is able to kind of push Zuan back really fast. And this is again kind of like reverse scenario where they push, or we push them to the wall. But either way, we have to defend this as best as possible. They do have pretty good damage going out with Sprout and Penny and Gene spray. Pretty hard for us to heal, but either way, we're not doing too bad. I think it goes pretty long here without anything really happening. You gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta play it slow and let them make mistakes. But either way, Zuan's gonna hide in the corner here. I like that play actually quite a bit, putting the turret in the corner stops them from pushing up a little bit. But now he gets a little bit low, so this is where it starts to get tough for Zuan. You can see that they're poking him out, literally targeting him, so that way he cannot heal. And at this point, he really needs to try to heal, but again, again, look at the Gene Spray, very hard to do so. Tyrant is also going to try to get, you know, a little bit aggressive, but he gets trapped out here, which is actually super unfortunate. And then our Juan Carlos is easily going to grab this kill, and then they grab the lead. However, as Livy hits a beautiful nanny peep onto Sprout, able to save the game, really. If we didn't get that kill, they would just walk away, hide behind the walls the last couple seconds. Would have been really, really tough to do anything. But now again, we are up, and anybody can die except for Livy. So this is literally best case scenario right now. And they have to really make a play soon. 15 seconds left. It's not looking good for them. I think Zulan's going to try to go for a kill here. He's going to go flight, and he's probably going to land on someone. And I believe he's going to land on both of them here, actually. So nice shots. Does trade one. RBM trades this kill, but there's just no time. And Livy's going to stay alive. And we grab the first set. So let's get to the next one. All right, here we go. Set number 2 on field goal. Now, this was an interesting draft, to say the least. We have Meg, which is one of the most broken brawlers in the game right now. And then we went Surge and Willow, because I believe the throwers were banned, and Willow is about the only thrower left. And it's really good versus Nita. However, they ended up last picking Gray, and the Bonnie gets free Bonnie Super onto the Meg. It's really impossible to not give Bonnie Super, so you're going to see them target Willow really, really hard, and it makes it pretty tough. Now, this is looking already really, really bad, but I believe as Livy clears this, now Gray unfortunately gets a TP off a Tyrant, and there's no way we really stop this. This gets a little bit close, but unfortunately just walks it in, almost gets the swipe off and defends, but they do grab the first goal, and we have to adjust. That was not the start we wanted for sure, but either way, we do have the matchups we want, but again, they have a Nita Bear, and they have a lot of HP for us to deal with. Now, there's a couple things that I wish we changed inside of this set. One of them was honestly just simple as switching the Surge gadget. We have the level up Surge gadget, which is good in some scenarios. However, versus a comp like this, I really don't see Tyrant having that much trouble to get level ups. He is level 3 now, which is nice, I guess, but you know, the extra 3 shots when they have so much HP could have been so helpful. But either way, RBM gonna go extremely low as Livy grabbing a lot of damage, but you know, nothing really going on at this moment. Everyone's trying to make a little bit of advance and try to get a little bit of advantages inside their matchups. Zuan's gonna get a ton of damage onto Toast. Toast is gonna go extremely low, and at this point, this is looking really, really good. We should look to score here, and RBM's gonna go down. It's only Gray left. There is really no way that he defends this, so we tie the game up 1-1, and now we're back to basically straight up even. Tyrant jumps in though. Unfortunately, he gets hit by Bonnie. I don't think he expected to get hit by Bonnie there, and if he doesn't, I'm pretty sure he actually grabs the kill onto RBM. But now this went from a bad scenario to worse as we lose Mech. There also is Bear, Gray TP, so much going on, and this is basically impossible to stop. We do a pretty solid job. I mean, they all had, I guess not really because they still scored, but they all had 1,000 HP, and it was actually pretty close. So they grabbed the first game. Let's get to the next. All right, game number 2. Now, a little bit, you know, we're trying to switch a couple things up, but again, you're going to see Bonnie get super instantly. There's nothing really we can do about that. There goes the Bonnie jump, and there's nothing again. Like, that's going to happen, but Zulan makes a very nice heads up play, pushing aggressive. Now, unfortunately, I think the RNG of like running out of your mech, I don't know if you fall backwards. Let me know in the comments. I'm not actually sure, but either way, he was looking like we were going to possibly score a goal, but he bounced out of the way, and RBM just grabbed the ball. Pretty close attempt. However, now we're stuck in small form, and we're still level 1 Surge, and you know, they have a lot going for them right now. This is probably what they want. We do get mech back though, so we're, you know, kind of holding the defense a little bit here. RBM goes a little bit low, but again, here comes another Bonnie Super. Now, a little bit tougher around now that Bonnie can't really jump on Willow because of the super, but again, so far just really kind of stalemate inside of this map. No one wants to make a mistake, but unfortunately, Zuan gets pretty low here and is not gonna be able to TP or heal up, excuse me, as Faye TPs onto Tyrant and grabs a kill. There comes the Bonnie jump, and there's nothing we can do. They're gonna grab a goal here. Tyrant, you know, can't really defend this, so they get the first goal again, and it's not looking good for us inside this game. But at the end of the day, it is not over. We can always adjust and always make changes to, you know, kind of make the map work for us. But either way, they get a lot of damage right off the bat. Zuan goes extremely low, which is a little bit unfortunate, and he actually lands out of mech, but we grab a kill, so that's not terrible. Tyrant is actually going to look to play super aggressive right now, which I love this play by him. He hits a ton of shots. We're also getting close to another mech, and Tyrant is just not going to wait. He wanted to score right here, right now. He's going to jump, kill, fade, and again, with that different Surge gadget, I think he could have made more plays like that. A little bit unfortunate, a little bit of a mistake from, you know, our end, I guess, but it is what it is, and now they have a Bear, they have jump, they have everything they want again. They even have Gray TP, so this is not looking great, honestly. Gray TP takes out Tyrant, and again, with the gadget, that's not going to happen. But the bear, you can see, is pushing back his Livy so hard. There's nothing he can do. Eventually it does go down, but we're in small mech. Really, the savior of this game is going to have to be Tyrant, just because Tyrant is the only one that's going to have level 3. Now that we have mech, it actually, you know, changes a little bit, and we still have Izlivy's Willow super. But again, so far we're going to overtime. This is going to get a little bit risky here. And we're actually looking pretty good. Tyrant gets a couple shots onto Fade. He's going to look to play aggressive, which I love. And also Zulon knows and sees an opportunity here, goes for a shot, and this almost goes in. I'm really surprised it didn't go in, but either way, we clean up the kills. We grab the second game. Let's get to the third. All right, game 3. Now that was looking pretty bad, but we somehow managed to come back and win. So this time around, we don't really have the matchups we want. However, it's not that bad. Izlivy has to play a little bit careful of Fade, try not to get hooked, but it's pretty hard not to do. On the other side, we have Tyrant that has full control on the right lane, which is really good, actually. So it's looking solid for us. He gets a hit. We trade a hit on the right side. And again, it's a lot of game about charging the supers. Now, don't ask me how that gadget did not hit Toast. That's actually really, I don't know. I thought that would hit. Nice swipe from Zulon though. Either way, Fade goes pretty low, but this was a really nice hook from Fade. It really brought Tyrant out of position, also brought Tyrant low. Tyrant did a good job of staying alive, but this gives RBM so much control. He also TPs onto his Livy, grabbing that kill. And meanwhile, we had a little bit of chance to push up because Toast was in small form, but we had to deal with Fade so much. And unfortunately there, another little mistake from us. Tyrant probably should have stayed alive, and that could have ended up actually really being good for us. But we grabbed the kill onto Toast. There comes the hook from Fade. Now we thought Fade was going to make some sort of crazy play here with Gray. However, Tyrant just hits him with a 3-tap. We ended up defending. And again, this game is very all over the place, very chaotic. Everything is going on at once. You all have to worry about Gray super, the bear, the Bonnie jump. So it's pretty hard for us to play, in my opinion. I don't know if we have that bad of a comp. I think their comp is easier to play, but it's still not terrible. But here comes the bear. This is where it gets really troublesome. So Zulon's trying to help out, but as soon as Zulon tries to help out, you can see that they punish Zulon in the mid, and he goes extremely low. Now, nice little Willow super from Izlivy trying to, you know, get Bonnie out, and Bonnie does go down here, so that was pretty solid. We're able to defend again, and a lot of the time we are defending. We really have to wait for opportunities when they have no supers, which is pretty hard to do. But Tyrant's going to play aggressive with the gadget. Unfortunately, not going to be able to get much value as Fade TPs away, and now he goes pretty low here. So 25 seconds left on the clock. We don't have much control. We're trying to bring this ball to the left so that Izlivy can get in sort of a good positioning, but unfortunately I believe Bonnie or Gray is going to get a super, and it makes it pretty tough for him, actually. Yeah, so Zulon gets tapped a couple times. It's not really his fault. I mean, he's a big mech at that. Bonnie has jumped, so Tyrant has to play aggressive on Bonnie or they just score, and if he didn't miss that shot, he would have grabbed that kill. Again, so many close interactions that are going on. Now, Izlivy missed the Willow super, unfortunately, and again, it happens. There's a lot of stuff going on, very hard at the moment, but they do end up scoring. They do take the set, so let's get to set 3. All right, hopping into set number 3, we're going to be playing on Kaboom Canyon. Now, the draft is going to be Brock, Eve, and Bonnie versus Lola, Amber, and B. And honestly, I think we have draft by quite a bit here. There's not many people that could change my mind. I think that we have so many good matchups on our end, and they really don't have great matchups. The Lola can only really take the Bonnie. I mean, I guess Lola can do all right in the other lanes. Amber doesn't have any great matchups in my opinion, and B, I guess, is okay into Bonnie, but not great into Eve and Brock. So personally, I think we have a huge draft advantage inside this game, and we also play this pretty well, but there is a lot of things we could have done even better on this map. We could have switched a lot more, getting more optimal matchups, but either way, you can see that the Amber Fire is starting to come out, and this is what they were kind of planning. However, Amber Fire is only good in scenarios where I think personally it works a lot better if they only have 2 lanes to walk up. For example, if we break the mid, we have both Brock and Eve to, you know, kind of walk up the mid. If we're not able to do that, then the Amber Fire becomes much more valuable. But you can see that the Eve babies are going out. Amber can't even really light them up, so it kind of makes it really awkward. We grab a kill onto RBM, and again, we have 15% damage. They have 0, but they're stuck in their spawn. That's the most important thing. So a Brock super comes out, grabs another 10%, and we're looking so good now. Nice little 3k from Toast though, and Tyrant's gonna jump in, but unfortunately Toast had another 3k waiting for him, so we grabbed about 5 more percent. But honestly, kind of a misplay. We lost a lot of control there, and we did not really need to. Now we're kind of stuck in our spawn, but the good thing is they don't really have much damage. Now on paper, yeah, Lola and Amber do damage, but they don't do damage easily. It's pretty hard for them to get to the safe to really do consistent damage. B doesn't do much damage. B's all basically control and defense, and so, you know, they're gonna poke away at our safe. They get about 10%, but really nothing happens. Tyrant's gonna be looking to get his super really soon. He does have a gadget, pops it about now. 25 seconds left. He has another one as well, and we're looking pretty good on the defense. Even though this doesn't look that great for us, again, they don't get much damage very easily, and Zuan's trying to push up a little bit. Tyrant gets super, and I love this play by him. He jumps over the wall, forces them back, dodges the 3K, and even though actually he does not go down, they ignore him. Someone had to come back, but either way, we grab this win right here, and let's get to the next one. All right, game number 2, and again, this is going to be tough for them. Now, they do get a couple switches, but it actually works out really, really well for us. So I think they had the right matchups they wanted the first game, but now that they have Lola on the side versus Brock, and Amber mid versus the Bonnie, I would say that's probably not ideal for them. They do get a really nice fire by Fade. It puts us in a really tough spot. I think as Livy even goes down. Yeah, unfortunately, as Livy goes down, we lose a lot of control. So that was really nicely done by Fade. Tyrant jumps in though, grabs a little bit of damage, and honestly, 8% is more than their team can really do. I shouldn't say that, but it's more than their team can do consistently at least. So either way, we're about 12% on their save, and they got 2% on ours, and we're looking really, really solid right now. And they do drop some Amber Fire, so that's a little bit annoying to deal with. But at the end of the day, as long as Tyrant gets a jump, we can either jump the Amber or jump over the fire. We can do a lot of things. So here comes out a Brock super. RBM's doing quite a bit of work inside the mid, goes pretty low, and Tyrant hits some nice shots. And now they do have quite a bit of control. So this is their scenario where they can actually get some damage. They can easily get 12%, but they're probably not going to get 50% is what I meant to say. So either way, Tyrant's trying to get a super here. He does unfortunately miss the jump, but somehow grabs a double kill instead. So honestly, more worth, but not really expected. But either way, now we get some control. Toast goes down, and this is actually so good for us. 55 seconds left on the clock. We're looking like we're not going to be able to probably lose this control, but anything can happen. The fire goes away, and now Tyrant has a free lane to just walk up with the gadget. As Livy walks up, grabs more damage onto the safe, and at this point, everybody goes down except for RBM. There is no way that they come back. Honestly, we'd have to go AFK or something. They just can't do that much damage as long as we're, you know, alive and not everybody dies on our team. Tyrant still has gadgets. Zuan still has gadgets. It's really, really tough for them to kill us. And so again, just hence, I think we have a pretty solid draft. Yeah, we're going to win this game. 15 seconds left. Here comes the Brock super. Here comes the Bonnie jump. The game's over. Let's get to the next set. All right, hopping into set number 3. Now, this set was one of the most interesting and lesson learning sets that we've played in a long time. So first off, RBM is going to be on the Carl. Now, Carl is basically their carry and their playmaker of their team, because again, Spike doesn't have any really good matchups. Spikes versus Otis is okay, I guess, but Spike versus Ruffs is a losing lane. And as well as we have Meg versus Gus in the mid. Honestly, Meg should win that. And we have pretty much every matchup we want. Again, Carl is their playmaker. He does have super. Those are the things to notice. And you can see already that RBM is going to waste no time supering in. And there was a nice Fade super there, Spike super, that really stopped a lot of our plays. And so RBM grabs all the gems and walks away. Now, it's looking really bad for us. And honestly, some of you may say that we don't have a comp. There is a debate for it for sure, but I don't think it's that bad where we can't win this for sure, at least. So either way, not great right now. They do have 7 gems. They have Gus super. They have everything they want, but we get a nice kill onto Fade, getting some control back here. But again, you can see RBM ready to make a play here. I believe he's really close to super. You're going to see the Gus shield come out onto Carl, and he's just going to go in. There's just no hesitation, and I don't blame him. There's no one that really can stop him unless we hit him with a Ruffs super right about now, but we do miss it, or we hit him with a mute early. So again, RBM 100% just, you know, walked away with this game. And again, that's the role of his brawler. So well played to them, well played to him. And they grabbed this first game, so let's get to the next. All right, game number 2. Now, we switched quite a bit up this game. I think we played this game basically to perfection. I'm spoiling a little bit, but you can see how fast we pinched RBM out of the map. RBM maybe got one hit with Carl, and we have full control on every single lane right now. And this is literally best case scenario. So at this point, we just don't really want to feed Carl. If we can avoid feeding Carl, we're going to do so. And again, we should be playing pretty comfortably here. We just want to hold the lanes. No one can really walk up easily. You see Fade's going to basically really struggle. Now, nice ghost shot from Toast. However, we do grab a power up, and now Meg is really strong. So they throw out the Gus super, trying to get RBM a little bit more more value, but we actually just don't let that happen. RBM gets basically 0 value out of the Gus Super. He gets 1 more hit, and at this point it's 7-1 in gems, and this is basically over. As Toast goes down, they'd have to get a miracle Carl play. Like, this is again up to Carl to make a play here, but with Carl going pretty low pretty quickly, everybody's kind of, you know, focusing the Carl every time Carl walks up. Here comes his Livy trying to get Carl out of the zone. 1 more gem to our name. We grab the 10th. They have to make a play. You can see Toast trying his best to try to get Zuan down. He almost goes down out of mech. This could have been a little bit more dangerous if Zuan does go out of mech, because Carl can sort of make a play last second. However, we grab a kill onto Toast. Fade goes muted, and again, it's just up to RBM, but it's too late, and we grab the second game. So let's get to the third. All right, game number 3. Now, I'm going to spoil a little bit. This game is absolutely crazy. If you haven't watched it live, this game goes to the mile, and it gets a little bit too intense for my liking. So either way, we do a great job at the start pinching Carl. Carl gets a little bit more value this time, so well played to RBM to, you know, kind of make it a little bit different, but we grab everything we want again. We have all the kills. We have 5 gems to our name. We have a power up on Ruffs. This is looking great for us. This is really great for us. So either way, we have everything we want again, and we have to be a little bit careful though. RBM now has the matchup he wants onto Ruffs, and Spike has the matchup that he wants onto the Otis. And so, you know, they kind of make a play on that, honestly. So Fade does a really good job here of pushing Tyrant back with Curveball. Unfortunately, Tyrant got hit a couple too many times with Curveball, and they also get Zuan out of mech here, or very close to out of mech. And you can see what they're doing. He does go so low and unable to heal, as Livy's doing his best to hold the Carl back, because again, our Carl's the focus. But now they do have a lane win onto the right side, and RBM can always just gadget in like he just does. He does go down, but he grabs the super. So there, unfortunately, Zuan goes out of mech. Now this is where it gets risky for us, because Carl has super, they have control of the right lane, and we don't have mech to defend. So this is not great for us. At this point, we really need something to happen, because eventually they'll just walk away with this, and RBM can always just make a play. Now you're gonna see his Livy hold on to his super, because at the end of the day, he's basically the only one that can get Carl out of the super, but he does a great job here of pinching around the corner, and RBM goes extremely low. Now he does grab a kill onto his Livy, so he trades 1, but Tyrant trades a kill onto the right, and we get our mech back. So it could have been worse, could have been better, but at the end of the day, we're powered up Meg. It is 9-7, and we have control of the right lane. We have control of mid. This is looking all right. So either way, we're focusing the Carl quite a bit. You can see Carl gets his shield. As Livy does a great job of poking down the Carl. But at this point, Fade is extremely low. This gets really close. Fade does grab a kill here, and it's very close. Unfortunately, Tyrant does go down. If we grab that kill, could have been a different story, but Fade gets tagged here, still low on the left side. We don't want to let him heal. Now this is where I think we make the mistake. We play too scared of RBM. RBM is their, you know, danger brawler. We know he has super. We know he's ready to go in, but at the end of the day, we cannot let them grab these 2 gems. So they're going to grab both. We played a little bit too safe, and I understand we don't want to get Carl supered, but now they have the countdown. So now we not only need both gems now, we also need to just lock it down. So Toast grabs a kill onto Fade. Livy, I believe, goes down to RBM, and somehow RBM picked up the gem and survived and killed Tyrant, and we don't quite pick up the gem to tie the countdown. Whether we picked it up, would we have been able to come back? Who knows? But we lost the set, so let's get the last one. All right, hopping into the last set on Split. Now, honestly, we did not want to make it this far. This was our weakest map of the grand finals for sure. We didn't practice this map, and I believe it showed, because they kind of got, you know, the draft that they exactly wanted. This was definitely kind of a sort of planned draft by them, and we were playing something that we didn't really play before. We tried Max, which was interesting because they did first pick Barley, so we're thinking, oh, you know, maybe the speed might be nice, and the Stew was obvious to break the walls, but they countered Stew so hard with the B and Penny pick. So really, this game really relies onto the Rico and Max mostly, because Tyrant really has no good lanes, and you can see how hard this is going to be for him to kind of push into RBM. RBM has so many barrels, so much going on. So sure, it looks like they're winning by a ton right now, but the reality is the score is not that bad, because we're collecting the right zone, and they've already collected the left. So Zuan's going to try to make a play here. I think he makes it too early and tries a little bit too hard to force it, and they're going to end up grabbing that kill, and unfortunately, it's not great for us, as Tyrant, I believe, is going to go down too, or close to going down. They have a turret. Nice kill by his Livy, not letting them get any percentage. They got 1%, which is not a big deal. Tyrant's going to try to make plays, and again, a lot of small things that we learned during the set that we are now going to, you know, do differently. Sometimes it's just the gadget, sometimes it's the star power. Everything, you know, goes down. So nicely done here by everybody to get the kill onto Toast without losing too much control. His Livy stays alive, but you can see how hard it is for Rico to really do this. He's got a turret shooting at him. He's got Barley trying to push up all the time. Tyrant's just trying to make something work. He does get RBM extremely low, but RBM stays alive behind the barrel. And at this point, again, we are winning by 6%. But the problem is they're able to push out of this zone. And Izlivi's really trying to hold a fade back. Now, Zulon takes a lot of damage. Tyrant's here now in a 1v2. Here comes Toast. And I'm actually surprised we held on this long. Izlivi does a great job, dodges so many shots, dodges the turret. And now it's just Izlivi left alone, but he does grab one. And he actually, I think, stays alive quite a bit longer. Now, Tyrant gets a good job here, going left lane, staying alive, grabs a kill onto Fade, and we're still winning. So this is very important. If we can hold this left lane, we are going to win this game. However, I will take blame for this. I made a huge mistake. I told Izlivi to go right side. And the problem with that is we're not going to push RBM out of here. RBM had turret. RBM has the wall. It's very hard to push RBM out. You can see that we're just desperately trying to get him out of the right zone, because if we don't, we lose. And so we had to stack left. And that was my bad call. And again, we all make mistakes, including myself. So I have to own up to that. And at this point, there's a little bit of time left, but they survive. And we're going to lose by 10%. Pretty close game, but this is a hard draft for us to play. They play it really well, so let's get to the next game. All right, game number 2. Now we do some sort of switch here. We go Rico left. I don't personally like this. I think we did the wrong thing here by switching. I think we should have stuck with what lanes we had, and we just had to try to make it work. Now, this is not an easy draft to win, but by no means is it unwinnable. In my opinion, it is definitely winnable. It just requires, some sort of couple little, clutch plays or whatever the case may be. But you can see how Fade grabs a little bit of time here. There's nothing really Zulon can do to like forever hold Fade back. He can hold Fade back for quite a while. But the problem is Rico doesn't really kill them on the left side. It's pretty easy for them to dodge the, the Rico bounce from that far. Zulon's going to try his best to take out Fade, but you can see how Fade is going to use the wall to his advantage. We get a little bit of control here on the left, but again, not enough to make it work. And so we're just slowly losing this game, but not by a ton. It's still very close despite the score line. Fade's going to try to make a play here, but I think we actually get a nice kill onto Fade here soon. It's going to be coming from the speed from Zulon, so good heads up play. It gets a little bit risky. I think Zulon goes down, but Izlivi, I think, clutches this up pretty hard on this side. And after this, we switch. So Izlivi's now going to go on the right side. We're going to go back to what we did the first game. However, I wish we did it earlier. That's the biggest thing. So Izlivi's going to hold down this right lane for the rest of the game. Tyrant's going to try to make a play. Does finally break the wall, but again, RBM's barrels, Toast's B-pots, the turrets. It is so tough for Tyrant. And we really have to rely on either Izlivi, getting some crazy supers, or Max getting so much value from his dashes. But this gets pretty close. I believe they get a trade here between Toast and Izlivi. This was a very good trade for being on, 0 HP. But again, Tyrant has to try to make a play on Penny, which is not easy to do, as well as Fade is shooting at Tyrant. He does dash up, trying to distract long enough. And at this point, it's basically even game. We still haven't quite collected the right zone. We're about to do so now, and I think we're down 2%. So this is a 2% game, and I really dislike this map just because of the fact that how stale this is. It's basically just 2 lanes locking it down, and then who can possibly get a little bit of percentage at a time. But you see that they break through eventually. Toast hits a couple nice shots, and that is probably the worry that I had about their comp. It's very tough for us to push into the left, and they can actually push out of the left, which is really tough to do. But either way, they played this really well, and at this point, it's game over. 30 seconds left. We're not going to be able to get Fade and RBM out of there. It's just really impossible with the turrets, with everything left. So they grabbed the win, and congratulations to Chazmac. They were able to win the monthly final. Unfortunately, we get second. But yeah, we're still on top, I guess. So, but there you guys go. We lost another monthly final, and we learned a lot from this monthly final. Honestly, it sucks to lose, but the biggest thing is we learned from a lot of our mistakes here, and we're hoping that we're gonna, get out those mistakes from now on and play a lot better in the second half. But either way, guys, if you enjoy the breakdown, let me know in the comments down below. Like, subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next one.